court, opposing counsel, members of the jury. It all comes down to 15 minutes. The Edmund Fitzgerald was caught between three waves that were so powerful, so deadly, and so unexpected that the ship was driven to the bottom of Lake Superior in only 15 minutes. These waves were not something they could plan for. They were not something they could prepare for. They were caught in a set of unfortunate circumstances, and there was nothing they could do to escape. Now, I'd like to take you through those 15 minutes. Just before the storm, everything was under control. The Fitzgerald had been sailing through a storm since that morning, but it wasn't anything they couldn't handle. They reported that they fully expected to make it to port on time, and that they were holding their own. 5 minutes later, the winds began to pick up. The waves grew larger and larger. The Anderson, a ship that was only a few miles away, suddenly lost sight of the Fitzgerald. In only a few moments, it completely disappeared from view. 10 minutes later, the storm increased to such an intensity that the winds had reached hurricane force, and the waves were close to overwhelming the ship. Now, these waves weren't just any waves. They weren't just the size of a car. They weren't just the size of a house. Ladies and gentlemen, these waves were 40 feet tall. They were as tall as a 4-story building. 3 of these 40-foot waves collided in succession around the Edmund Fitzgerald, forcing it under the water almost instantaneously. The Fitzgerald never even had time to send an SOS. In only 15 minutes, a 40,000-ton cargo ship was at the bottom of the lake. Now, in today's trial, Gale Storm has claimed that Sleeping Giant Shipping Company was acting negligently. The plaintiff must prove to you 4 things: duty, breach, causation, and harm. The defense has 2 answers to these claims. First, we will show you that Sleeping Giant Shipping Company was acting responsibly and prudently. You will see that the ship was seaworthy, the crew was experienced, and they did their jobs properly. Secondly, we as the defense will take the burden of demonstrating to you that human error had nothing to do with the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. You will see that it was powerful, natural forces that caused the ship to sink. It was an act of God. We will be pursuing what is called an act of God defense, meaning that we will show you that this accident took place because of uncontrollable and unpredictable natural forces, despite the fact that all reasonable precautions were taken. Now, each witness that we call in today's trial will tell you that what happened to the Edmund Fitzgerald was something that Sleeping Giant Shipping Company was powerless to prevent. You will hear from Jiffy O'Brien, CEO of the company. He will tell you that the ship was declared seaworthy by the U.S. Coast Guard. It left port in good condition and followed a safe course. In fact, it was shadowed by the SS Anderson nearly the entire way. Stacy Clark, first mate on the Anderson, will tell you how she saw the Fitzgerald disappear in the storm, and how, only 15 minutes later, she saw that storm clear over an empty lake. Dr. Tracy Peterson will explain to you exactly how the ship sank in only 15 minutes. She will explain that the ship was hit with a deadly combination of 3 waves that overwhelmed it, overturned it, and snapped it in half. She will tell you that no ship could have survived the forces that were unleashed on the Fitzgerald. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you will see, this entire case comes down to a 15-minute storm. You will see that the Edmund Fitzgerald did everything it could do to prepare for its trip across the lake. However, sometimes there are circumstances you just can't anticipate. Sometimes there are situations that are simply impossible to prepare for. This 15-minute storm was one of those situations. It was an unforeseeable tragedy that caused the death of the people on the Edmund Fitzgerald. At the end of today's trial, my co-counsel, Benjamin Garcia, will come before you and ask that you find Sleeping Giant Shipping Company not liable for the death of Wilder Storm. Thank you.
Thank you.